Alright guys, if I get a couple people on here that are interested in listening to a reading about grief and loss, um, I will. I know a couple people close to me have been dealing with some losses real close to them and going through a rough time. Me myself, I have lost a very good friend of mine last year. My grandmother 2 years ago, and some real close friends within the last year. Um, and some of them I still haven't, completely grieved. But it's just, um, I know some people struggle with it, with loss. Everybody grieves a different way. Um, and I posted something earlier about I might read something about grief and loss and maybe some recovery stuff if anybody's interested. I know it's a little late, but I had some stuff going on in the house. I have three people on now. I'm going to wait a little bit yet before I start reading. I'm going to get into the 5 stages of grief and loss. I know when I read this a couple years ago, it helped me understand some stuff about how to deal with it and what it means and what some of the feelings I had meant. Um, it's very it's an interesting reading. I myself can't remember all of it, so that's why I need to read it for myself also. Um, so I'm just waiting to see if I get enough people on here. I don't need many people. I'm not looking for a big watch party or something like that. Just enough people that I might be able to help out with it. Um, I haven't grieved my best friend that I lost beginning of last year yet. I got a call the same night I left. I stopped in twice to check on him when I heard he was back home. I went in the house, nobody was home. Yelled up the stairs, nobody answered. And left, came home. I wasn't home that night, and I get a phone call that his brother came home and his mom came home, and they found him upstairs outside his bedroom on the couch. He was already gone. And I didn't believe it. I'm like, nope, I was just there. I yelled up the stairs twice. Nobody answered. Well, and I still second guess myself for not going upstairs to look, because I was there all the time back in the day, and I always just was welcome to just walk in the house and go upstairs. But that time I didn't. So it was kind of, I felt in fault, but they all said that he was already gone early that morning. So regardless of if I would have went upstairs or not, there's nothing I could have done. So I had to let that one go. I had to let that get off my mind in order to get over it some. I'm still not completely over it. I still get days where I think about him and stuff, but that's just normal. It's I have a I can I'll name the five it says the 5 stages of grief and loss are denial and isolation. I did that early on. Second is anger. Yes, I got mad. 3, bargaining. Did that. 4, depression. And 5 is acceptance. People who are grieving do not necessarily go through the stages in the same order or experience all of them. So it's basically, like I said earlier, nobody grieves the same over someone. So many close people to me that I've lost. It's so hard. I have a huge bulletin behind me. You can't see it. That's got about 20 people or more of pictures that have lost their life to this disease way too early. There's still a bunch more that happened since that board got put up. I know. And the sad part is it's going to keep happening. It's never going to stop, regardless of what I think or say I think I can help. But if I can help someone, just maybe find an easier way. I'm just going to read regardless of nobody's watching. I see Aaron's watching. Hello. I know you're probably dealing with a lot right now, going with what everything happened in your life very suddenly. And I have been praying for everyone that has lost someone very close. So just know that I'm still praying for you and your family and everyone around him. He was a great guy. Miss him dearly a lot. I thought about him the other day, and I'm like, man, the good times we used to have, and the talks we used to have, and he helped me. He helped me a lot. He helped me probably more than anybody in early recovery. Um, so that's how I try to remember people by, is the good things they did, and blessed to be around them and have to know them as a friend. I'm going to read a little bit here. It says, the stages of grief and mourning are universal and are experienced by people from all walks of life, across many cultures. That's basically just not much there to read that means anything. It says, the death of your loved one might inspire you to evaluate your own feelings of mortality. Throughout each stage, a common thread of hope emerges. As long as there is life, there is hope. As long as there is hope, there is life. Many people do not experience the stages of grief in the order listed below, which is perfectly okay and normal. The key to understanding the stages is not to feel like you must go through every one of them in precise order. Instead, it's more helpful to look at them as guides in the grieving process. It helps you understand and put into context where you are. All keep in mind, all people grieve differently.